do want to shout out one Illumineer, can we say? I think one of our top 32 is a young Illumineer, which is really exciting. I just have to call special attention to a young Illumineer you might see there on screen. That is Aiden, a 10-year-old Illumineer who has made it to the top 16, Liam.
A very talented young player.
And an extra special shout out on Amber Steel, the 10-year-old Aiden, the absolute superstar that has this entire building talking. I've done a couple of walks across the venue and people keep coming up and saying, Baker, are you seeing what this kid is doing? A young man who has stolen the hearts of... Please welcome onto the stage, Aiden!
Welcome to Rules of Villainy, where three new trading card game players quest and challenge their way to the competitive top tables and discuss their opinions on Disney's Lorcana. This evening, we'll be covering the latest news in Lorcana, answering your questions, and going over the latest developments in the metagame. Tonight, we are joined by our first guest host on the show and a true top table competitor. We have the youngest Golden Mickey winner in the history of Disney's Lorcana, mythical morph Aiden, and his brother, the Infinity Prodigy, Blake. As always, I'm Villain Vince, joined by my two co-hosts, Villain Andy and the mayor of Lorcana himself, Brad. How are we doing?
Still tired.
Feeling inspired.
I'm still tired from the DLC. Did you guys take a good night last night?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If Mom had not waken me up, I would have been still in bed.
I wish I could have stayed in bed for sure.
Yeah. Same. I gotta just say though, both Andy and Aiden are wearing the exact same hat, the morph hats here. So
I heard that Aiden was inspired by Andy's hat, and that's how he ended up getting one. Is that right?
That is true.
Yeah.
Well, I also wore my hat specifically on day 2 after I heard Aiden made day 2 as like the rally cap. I was like, I'm gonna show my support for Aiden and wear the morph hat. So
yeah. Well, we are so excited as the community here in our local area that we have Aiden and the youngest competitor to win a Golden Mickey. And so that is crazy. We're going to talk a little bit more about that. But let's get into Underworld news. So we had DLC Milwaukee. We had it this past weekend here. And we want to say congratulations to Frank Carson for becoming the first ever 2-time DLC champion. Frank took away the trophy in Game 5 against Carlos Jr. Franco's Blurple with his quite spicy Amethyst Steel deck. But I will just say the hearts and minds of the Lorcana community were stolen by the historic run of Aiden, who became the youngest Illumineer ever to win a Golden Mickey, a record that we, the villains here, believe will never be matched or bested.
That's pretty crazy.
What an incredible run, right?
It kept me there. Like when I was so excited to hear that he was in top 32. I dropped out of my 3:00 event because I wanted to get a jump start on going home, and then he kept winning. And I was like, I'm going to be here all night now. I got home at 2 a.m, a 5-hour drive because I was waiting and just.
Brad said goodbye to me like 3 times that event.
I did.
Yeah,
he was like, bye. And then I was like,
I said
okay, see
bye
you.
to everybody.
Next
and
thing you
then
know,
I
I'm
was
standing
like,
there. Brad's next to me
I
watching
can't
the
wait.
match. I'm like, what?
I ended up leaving before you did, which is kind of bummed about, but that's all right.
There's a moment. You got plenty of videos.
Yeah, we're gonna talk more about that. Don't you worry, listeners. We're gonna get to a whole in-depth conversation here with Aiden and Blake. But real quick, just a few upcoming events here. We have Whispers in the Well. I know can't believe it. It's already coming here. Releases November 7th in your local game store and November 14th in Big Box. Check all of your favorite local game stores for release events. And I will just say, since we have great guests on this week, we are going to be releasing a special bonus episode later this week where we share our thoughts and feelings and experiences from this DLC. So be sure to subscribe to our YouTube or wherever you listen, and ring that bell to be notified of that video. Hey, do you want to take it away on this fantasy draft where Aiden wrecked our team single-handedly?
Yeah, absolutely. It in the end, we calculated all the scores here. My team came in with 165 points. We had Vince's team at 140 points. We had Brad's team minus Aiden at 25 points. We had Aiden himself earning 185 points to give Brad's team a total of 210. So
Team Brad, baby.
Aiden
Let's
single-handedly took down both Vince and I. Brad just should have stopped at his first round pick and didn't even need anyone else on the team. Which is
I knew.
I'm really bummed because I worked my butt off to make sure I beat Vince and Brad in the event, like, because we were on our own fantasy team. So I was like, I don't need to go Mickey. I don't need any of this. I just need to beat Vince and Brad in fantasy. And then we all got stomped by Aiden's historic
You all
run.
knew.
I will just say though, my team did better than Andy's if it weren't for the bonus points that he awarded himself. So
yeah,
we're just gonna say,
well, don't you love the bonus points in the old system? But we don't. Let's not get into that. That's a whole tangent that we don't have time for tonight. I just want to celebrate my win with Aiden because I knew going into this. I've been victim to sitting across from Aiden too many times and Blake to know that can't count them out. Best first pick I've ever made.
All right, let's move on to Constituents Corner. Take it away, Mr. Mayor.
All right, we are in Constituents Corner. I should say Champions Corner for this. It's not questions for me. It is questions for Aiden this week. Our first question comes from Julie, more Jules, the brave little Taylor at DLC Milwaukee. She asks, you know how in baseball players have a walk-up song that plays when they come to the plate. What would your Disney walk-up song be?
Probably Star Wars.
What's it called? The Imperial March.
Like the Darth
Yes.
Vader theme?
Yeah, Darth Vader. That's a good one. He's going
That's
the
a
dark side there,
good one. I
embracing
love
his
it.
villainy.
Yeah.
I like that.
What
guys
about
have
you,
one?
Blake?
Clue whatsoever.
Yeah, it's an oddball
All right.
question. It's fun. You guys
Andy,
have one?
Do you have an answer?
Oh shoot, I was supposed to have an answer too for this one. Yeah, I don't know. It might be like one jump ahead. I'm a big
Yeah.
Aladdin fan. Or can we just do like the entire Aladdin soundtrack, like all like 8 or 9 tracks? Just play it all the way through. It'll be a really long walk up. I'll walk slow. It's okay.
Yeah.
Brad.
I'd probably go with "Friend Like Me." I think it's just a really fun song and encapsulates my personality. I can't do "Be Prepared." I can't do "Be Prepared." Baker's going to have "Be Prepared," and he would. There's absolutely no way I could get that from Baker.
So my I know Brad's gave his answer, but my take on Brad's answer is "Circle of Life," because Brad's such a big Lion King fan, and so the spotlight hits and the song starts. And I pick Brad up over my head like Simba, and I walk him out to the top table and sit him down, and then rub like a lore symbol on his forehead.
What's your song, Vince?
Well, actually, I'm gonna say though, I've got another one for Brad though, which is like an alternate version of "I'm Not Throwing Away My Shot" from Hamilton, and I'm gonna say that's a Disney song because Hamilton is on Disney Plus.
Yeah. It could be something from Hamilton. What about you, real quick?
It would be 100%. For me, I think it'd be like Prince Ali, particularly because I love the part of that song.
We all three said songs from Aladdin.
Like, don't they look lovely, June? The flowers.
Yeah. All right. That was fun. Let's move on to the next one. This is a question for Aiden from Repo Man. He asked, how do you get enough practice at Lorcana to do well at competitive events and still make time to do homework, other extracurricular activities, and spend time with your friends and family?
I do it like that's my entire free time. Like if I have like a quick 10 minutes, I'm like, quick, let's play a game or something like that.
I think it's a great thing too. I thought about it quite a bit on the way home. Is that like I love how your whole entire family plays, and then you have a built-in partner with not only your brother, but your parents can play with you anytime. You know, they have a free moment to do that as well, and I think that is just the coolest thing. And you know, it shows that the practice that you put in pays off. Right? You did absolutely incredible this weekend because of it.
And that's why Vince went on 3 and 5 in the main event because his
No.
testing
I
partner is
went
his cat.
4 and 3. All right,
Oh,
let's
sorry.
get the record straight.
We went
I
4 and
dropped after
3.
I got the Mulan
But
and
again,
left.
his testing partner is his cat. So like Cassian's
Well,
not
let's
great.
move on while we're talking about
Well,
records.
hold on. I
Event.
got a really.
No, we're gonna
really,
move on. We have to. Okay.
No, I know.
Sorry.
I just got a
I
really.
thought you were
quick
gonna ask
follow-up.
me if what my record was.
No. I have a quick follow up. How many games have you played since you've been back home, Aiden?
None.
Zero.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Zero.
Take a break.
Take
Take
a
the
break.
break. That's
You've
right.
Earned
That's
it.
what we like.
You've earned it.
All right. Next question.
Yeah. Next question from Heather. She said, "This is also for Aiden. What is your advice for other kids that want to compete in DLCs?"
I mean, never get discouraged. Practice a lot, and if you
Yep.
have like a practicing partner that you usually play the deck with, swap the decks and then learn the opponent's line, and watch
Yeah.
videos of other people like that did exceptionally well with the deck.
Awesome.
Pretty good advice.
That's great advice.
Did you have a lot of experience against all the decks you played against? When you and Blake play each other, do you build all these meta decks and play the lines each other, into each other and know what to expect?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like when I was playing against the dogs deck in top 8, I was like, all right, is this a Chromicon or an Under the Sea deck?
Sure.
It was Under the Sea deck. Not happy about that.
Yeah, I was impressed watching you play, Dan. Just a quick tangent before we move on, where like the choices that you were making, I was wondering in my head, how experienced are you against the dogs deck, and then you picking the ladies to avoid the shift targets, or I was watching Dan's reactions when you were making some of those choices, and was like, he knows that Aiden is experienced against this deck right now. It was absolutely incredible to watch. So I had to say that really quickly, but very cool.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Anything else before we move on?
I mean, the only reason that I knew how to play against that deck was because I knew the lines. I played against it. I'm like, if you fire the cannon, some of their one costs, they'll have trouble getting out the big tramp.
Sure, absolutely.
Because that was one of the decks you were thinking about bringing was dogs, right?
Was it?
I played it for like
deals?
the reason why I started playing Ambush Steel is because I only played the deck. I was really well experienced with it, and I don't think playing dogs in a huge tournament when you only had 3 days of practice is not probably the best option. And it also had the purple steel matchup sucked.
Yeah, it's not great.
Nothing great with Amber Steel, but if you get the die roll, you're definitely advantaged.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's not like
sure.
an auto lose matchup. Like they can miss their strength of Raging Fire.
Yeah, that's why Kirsten
Right.
stopped playing the dogs. When you were practicing the dogs deck, was it Chroma Dogs or the Under the Sea Dogs?
I ran a one of Chromicon and more Under the Sea.
Or in the sea, okay.
Yeah. Seen a lot of people playing both of those. So
Yeah, Chromicon's a really interesting one. We've talked about it a bunch. We even saw it in, was it the finals or something? It was one of the. It wasn't the finals. It was one of the day 2 matches. Kirsten and I were watching back the matches, and the Chroma Dogs deck put down the Chromicon on 3, but the Amethyst Steel deck was already ahead by like 2 or 3 lore and had a genie on board. And I was like, it's over. You're cooked. He's just going to quest the genie, take out one character. What are you going to do? Bounce the genie? He's going to play it again immediately, draw a card, and then just quest again.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, you got to, it's really hard to play that Chromicon and make sure it gets the use that you need.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say he made the right choice.
You have to
Go ahead, I'm
mainly
sorry.
be the aggressor if you want to.
Yeah,
play the
absolutely.
Chromicon.
Right. Yeah.
All right. Next question from Lorcanados, formerly Martin Carp, asked for Aiden, what's it feel like to have beaten the world champ and become his Lorcana Padawan?
Really good. Like, not sure how to really take that. Just
Yeah.
happy.
I saw a great tweet from DKP today or last night where he melted his heart, where he said that you called him your idol. Is that a thing? Did you tell him that? Sorry, I stuttered there for so much. But yeah, I can't imagine sitting across from him. I know you sat next to him at Gen Con. I actually saw that photo again on my Twitter today and was like, wow, he's been around him before, and then he had to play him in the top 16 for the Golden Mickey. It had to have been a heck of a feeling.
Yeah. I got a question to follow up there. How was it? Because you played him at Gen Con. And
No, I didn't. I played Ed.
He played Ed.
Oh, you played Ed at Gen Con.
Yeah.
That's right. But
Yeah.
you did meet him at Gen Con, though, right?
Yeah,
The
he
tape-
signed.
I think
one of
Sky and I'm so sorry, Aiden. I think Sky and DKP were right next to you guys when you played Ed, right?
yes,
Yeah.
that's in the picture.
How did you do against Ed?
I lost 1-2 on the play, but I was playing red blue. He was playing that rabbit goat ruby amethyst, just bounce everything, so I can't touch him. Get 50 cards,
Yeah.
play 4 goats.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But listen,
But
you
it
got
happened.
one game off of Ed already there. And,
Yeah, I was impressed looking at that tweet today. I saw that. Oh yeah, I remember back in July when he got a game on Ed. I was like, always knew, that you could hang with the big dogs, and look at you now, man.
all right.
Absolutely
Next
incredible.
question.
All right, from Jackalope Spam, also on our Discord. He asks, real question. I don't know what the fake question was. He goes, how do you decide on a deck to play, and who makes the deck lists?
Usually my dad, well, Jared, to you guys, he like gets like 6 deck lists from like the winning like areas and sees what the lists are, and then like any changes, we just build those decks and then we just test them out, see which one we liked.
Sure.
So that's pretty much it.
Nice.
And that's how you landed on the Amethyst Steel this time, or not
Amber
Amethyst,
Steel.
Amber. Yeah,
Yeah. All
I
right.
always mess those up too.
It's all good.
The non-real question I think was, what was your favorite subject in school? But I think the joke, the joke was that Lorcana isn't a subject in school. So.
Yeah, I only have the real question listed here. I didn't snip them, so I don't know what the fake one was.
Hey, you can Frank Karsten has a PhD in mathematics, and his like focus was on trading card game math. So, stay in school long enough, and eventually, Lorcana can be your favorite subject in school.
Andy knows all about it because he was like, I told him, speaking of Frank Karsten, I was like, hey, did you see that Frank Karsten was here? And Andy was like, wait, where? Because that's like, I think his like idol in this game.
I tried to get him to come on the podcast to finally make these two over here, Brad and Vince, realize that the hypergeometric math does matter when it comes to Lorcana. They always make fun of me when I try and bring
the math that you're
into
doing that hypergeometric math you're doing in your head every game.
Next question.
All right, from Captain Eakswell himself, he said, in previous sets you played more control decks at the DLC Amber Steel. Was it challenging making that transition to an aggro deck, and why did you ultimately decide on Amber Steel for the DLC?
I mean, I saw Sky doing really, really well with it, so I'm like, that seems like a very good deck. And like, we had that tournament for Tim and Melissa, like at the very start, and I'm like, I don't know any decks at this. Play a hyper aggro.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then I saw Sky do well with it, so I played the Aurora version. And then the Quadra undrop is just insane.
Yeah. So were you not playing the Aurora version there? I haven't had a chance to.
I'm not playing the Aurora version. I think I had Eclipse instead.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember how Amber Steel like developed this meta, and I remember Sky doing really well with it, and I was like, I don't like Aurora. It seems too slow. Like, should I even? I tried playing it, and I was like, I'm really bad at this deck. Like, I don't get it. It seems like a just absolutely terrible deck. Like, I couldn't win any matchups, and so I think it just what I eventually realized was that you just have to be like better than I am at it to be able to play that deck. It's just one of those ones where you got to know what you're doing.
Well, it's funny. I built Tommy's deck from that event,
which is Sky's deck.
Yeah, Sky's deck, and
card for card.
I could not. I was not good with that deck at all.
Thanks,
like I lost every match that I was practicing that deck. So
speaking of Sky, there was a quote of the night that had me in stitches on Sunday night, Aiden. I hope you remember it because I'm going to lead you into it. Your dad told me you guys bought Sky's Metafy and checked that out sometime last week or whatever. What'd you say after he told me that? Do you remember? I'll remind you because it was hilarious to me. He goes, "Now Sky's going to be buying mine."
Sky didn't even make day 2, did he?
Yeah, I don't know that he did or not.
He should have watched his own Metafy.
Maybe. Shots fired. All right. We got a couple more here. Let's do Lucas. He's asking, do you plan on going back to red blue next set now that a bunch of cards have been revealed? Have you taken any thought into, I know your focus has been this DLC, this meta right now, but have you looked into the future with Whispers in the Well?
No.
Yeah.
All I know is like the Mickey shift line. So
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
if it's like a pretty good deck and the meta has a pretty good matchup spread, I tend to go for the deck with a good matchup spread. So
Sure.
we'll see.
So you're in
Yeah.
color agnostic. You're not like a Kendall or Ed where you're like always trying to make Ruby Amethyst work first, and then if it doesn't work, you go there. Okay, that's
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah, and you definitely won't be able to play Amber Steel anymore, though. I don't think, because that new spooky sight card, like 6 cost, put all characters with 3 cost or less into their player's inkwell, which is super easy to get to. Just ramp on 2, ramp on 4, and then play that,
Yeah.
and their whole board is gone.
I mean, I'm sure there's ways. I mean, Pete's still around. You can still Pete, stuff like that.
That's true. You need a
Yeah.
lot of Pete's.
He's got an answer for you.
We got
Andy.
to bounce. You're gonna have to start bouncing the Pete's and chain them together, maybe.
I think what's funny.
Oakley, what is it?
What was that?
Yeah, Mobley, something like that.
Oh yeah, Mowgli.
Mowgli.
Yeah, to
Mowgli's
make
a new
them-
Amber card, yeah.
it's like
I
a
think-
budget, bare necessities kind of thing.
What's
One of
funny
them.
here is Aiden has the exact right answer, because as Andy wanted to remind us last week when we were talking about new cards, he's like, nope, I don't want to hear about it until after the DLC. We're not going to talk about them until after
Yep.
the DLC. So I think that's the right answer. What about you,
Yep.
Blake? Are you what deck have you seen any of the new cards? Were you thinking about anything?
I would like the green steel Prince Philip sing whatever that 3-drop song is to put a damage counter on everyone and then shift it.
Yeah.
Make
I
people
forget
on
what
Loquito just rage quit.
Yeah.
That's the way to go.
The board wipe is now an emerald identity for sure. It
Yeah.
seems like.
No kidding.
Yeah. All right.
Under
Next
the Sea and
question.
Prince Philip. We got a couple more here. Jimmy's asking Blake, who was your toughest opponent in the main event? And I didn't read this ahead of time. Who was your toughest opponent in the main event, and why was it Jimmy?
You played one of our teammates, Jimmy, with the beard. I think he was wearing the jersey. So how did that matchup go?
On the draw, I actually beat him game 1, but game 2 he beat me, and then game 3 I could not find any card draw.
Oh no.
My turn 4 I think was Yzma, which he strengthed, and then I was stuck with like 1-drops. I think I docked once and got double 1-drop.
Oh.
Oof.
Oh.
The
That
amethyst
Jimmy,
steel mirror.
he's a stinker.
The amethyst steel
Yeah.
mirror is definitely can be a very, very up there matchup. A lot of top decks. That's what I.
Played 4. I
Okay.
went 2 and 2.
You played 4 matches there.
Yep.
Yeah. Was Jimmy actually your toughest matchup in the main event, or did you have another one that you struggled with?
He was definitely one of them. Another one was a Turninog Circle of Life deck.
Oh.
All I would do is get a lot of Singer on board, Bobby, draw, discard, Stitch, Rockstar, Sing, get
Yep.
a Stitch, Rockstar on board, and just 1-drop
And
draw.
draw
one-
2. Yeah. Dylan, who made the top 32 with Aiden, another local here, he was running a spicy deck like that in the locals here a couple weeks ago, and I was like, I hope that you take that to the DLC and have and make it far with it. He chose not to do it, and I was like, so. I wish they would have, but it was fun to watch. He destroyed me with it.
It's crazy though. Like, what do you're playing Amethyst Steel and they play the Rockstar Stitch. Like, even if they play it later in the game, like, what are you supposed to do with a 4/8 character?
Yeah.
Like, how are you supposed to get rid of that? Like, just aren't.
3.
Yeah.
I thought he was a 4. The
She's
Rockstar.
a-
I said Rockstar. I was thinking Surfer Stitch. Surfer Stitch is
Surfer Stitch, yeah.
that's the one he brought back from the discard with Circle of Life, right?
Yep. Surfer Stitch would be Rockstar's a 3/6, but you use the Surfer one to get the draw 2
Yeah.
with the Circle of Life. Yeah.
It's the Rockstar. So, the Rockstar is whenever you play a character with cost 2 or less, you may exert them to draw a card.
Oh, so that's what he was playing?
Of characters, a turn and still have 1 or 2 cards in hand.
Oh wow, that's
Oh
even more.
wow! I thought you were
spicy.
talking about Surfer the whole time. He was playing Rockstar.
That's crazy. Okay.
Oh wow!
Slightly easier to deal with, but still, he just flooded the board and filled his entire hand. That's crazy. I'm guessing you didn't have much practice into a Circle of
deck
Life
like
deck, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah. Who would? Who has?
Yeah.
that makes it rough.
Something that I think was pretty interesting. I actually saw a day 2 puppies deck with Thunderbolt, Amber Sapphire. I
That's-
saw
Yes.
it got Under the Sea, so I'm like, I want to see it go further though.
Under the Sea is
I-
such a villainous
Yeah,
card.
it is a villainous
Such a
card.
villainous card. So sometimes some might say a
Foreshadowing.
2-time villainous card. All right, we got one more question here in the constituents corner before we go into the main segment and really dive into Aiden's
We got two.
matchups and journey. 2?
Yeah, you missed one.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
I did miss one. All right. We'll do this one first from Reckless. He asks, what deck did you play in Infinity event, and what was your favorite moment from that event? And I'm assuming that is going to be for Blake, as Aiden was too busy in the Top Cut. So we know that you played the Amethyst Steel, or no? Did you play Amethyst Steel again in Infinity?
Steel.
Amber Steel?
Amber Steel.
So,
Okay.
like songs and stuff, or the more aggro, like diggy version. And I mean, obviously did really well for you. Went 6-1, 11th place in that Infinity event. Were there any special moments, anything fun that happened, anything exciting?
4 mirrors and won all of them.
4
But,
mirrors.
My favorite,
Sounds like Mike. Go ahead.
my favorite and quickest match was against Ruby Sapphire. I 2-0'd it on the draw. He never got up to 6 ink.
Yeah,
Or
that
he
sounds
was up
that
to
sounds
6.
right. That sounds 100% right. I only know that because I was playing Ruby Sapphire, and that happened to me. So I
Yeah.
totally get it.
I'm guessing you had Rapunzel in your deck, right?
Rapunzel for Lawrence.
The Rapunzel that like heals and draws 3. I played in the smaller Infinity event, and I was playing Sapphire Steel items. I played the Bell out, and I was like, oh, that's cool, whatever, Oh, look, they're not gonna take my Bell, and I just quested with it, and then they challenged into it, and I went, oh no, Rapunzel exists in this format.
Forgot
I
about
totally
her.
forgot about Rapunzel. They drew 3 cards, and I was cooked.
Yeah.
We got one more
Last question.
and probably the most
Listen.
important question.
The most
Yeah.
important question comes from Curtly Cards, aka Specky to some. He said, "Let's go, Aiden. It was such a pleasure meeting him, and I'm absolutely thrilled for him. Please pass along my congratulations. Also, please ask him about his brown paper bag." And I have no idea what he's talking about. So what is the brown paper bag?
How did that come about?
So in Top Cut, I was just like, not Top Cut. In day 2, I was just like walking around, and then Kid Kana's parents was like, "Do you want a bag for that?" And I'm like, "Sure." So he just gave me a brown paper bag, and then it just started ripping and everything. So it looked like I was just a homeless person walking around with a little bag.
Yeah, I saw him right before. It was either right before, or right after the winning in, when he was just walking around. And he's like holding all of his stuff with the remnants of a brown paper bag. I think you said the only thing that would have made it better if it was a McDonald's bag and had some fries in the bottom still left over. Like, that's great. That was how many of your opponents asked you about the bag when you sat down?
Nobody.
Nobody. They were too locked in. They were all distracted.
I would have.
by it.
I would have, yeah. But that's it for the user questions, or the community questions that came in from our Discord and from Twitter. Thank you to everybody who submitted those. If you want to submit questions to us or Aiden, please join or ask us on the socials at Rule of Villainy. Wow, I'm screwing this up. At Rules of Villainy, or join our Discord, where we have a Constituents Corner channel where you can ask your questions anytime and get them on the air. Vince, do you want to take us to the main segment and break down DLC Milwaukee with Aiden?
Well, actually, I'm going to turn it over to Andy.
Actually, I'm going to turn it over to Ben. No.
I'm going to turn it over to Andy. But actually, before we get into that, I want to dig into some of Blake's Infinity event a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
Because I just kind of want to know what your experience was like in that whole event.
It was fun, and with every opponent, I was like, hold on, am I allowed to get on my phone to check how my brother's doing? He's in day 2 right now. I just got to check. So then they'd say, okay, and I just refresh. Nothing would appear. I'd be like, okay, back to the game.
It's so funny you say that. Your mom, I was talking to your mom while your brother was playing DKP, and she was relaying that same kind of story. She was like, I'm so like, is it okay if I check how my son is doing in the day 2 event? I really want to quickly check on that. So did you have any did you do any testing for Infinity at all?
Nope. I had played it from sets 5 through 8, so I had a pretty good idea. The only additions were really Nala.
Right.
Yeah.
Because there aren't that many cards that came in Fabled to really make a huge difference for Infinity if you've played,
Certainly not for Amber
in-
Steel aggro, other than like
right.
the Nala.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did you play Tiana?
Nope.
Okay.
Oh,
There's
Tiana.
You know why? Because that's a bad card in Infinity.
Oh, yes, right. There's a lot more answers to her.
Yeah. It's-
especially if you're up against Ruby. Yeah.
There was a match I was playing on I don't even know where I was. I was like way at the bottom of the bracket in Infinity, but there was a guy that was playing next to me who was playing Amber Steel as well. Clearly not doing as well because he was sitting next to me in the event. But we were chatting about it, and his opponent was like, "Do you have Tiana in the deck?" And we were both like, "No." Like instantly said the exact same thing. No, that card is not good in Infinity. The only reason it gets played now, I think, is because there are no better cards to put in that deck, right?
It really just like shuts down. There's not very many answers to it, right? The only
Right,
answer,
that's
there's one
true.
answer in
That's
each
right,
deck
yeah.
essentially for it is, on curve, your answer is, into the unknown or strength, right? And if they don't
Strength.
have one of those two, then they're kind of cooked.
Yeah. So, are you excited, Blake, since you've done so well in Infinity? Are you excited for the Infinity DLC in Indianapolis?
Yes, very. I want to practice a lot against Blue Steel.
Yeah.
That was my only loss. I was on the play, but they opened up Popsicle Bell, Sing Storm every game.
Oh, man.
You have to cross in 7s.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
man.
so sick.
You've now got the goal to at least make top 8 now in the DLC in Indianapolis.
Yeah,
I don't think that's too far away, too far off from doing that.
I believe it'll happen. Just for
Yeah,
the
yeah.
viewers, I know a lot of people are probably going to want to ask this. 613th. That's where Vince finished in the Infinity event. Just throwing it out there.
Cut
in case
that.
anyone wanted
Cut
to know.
that. Let's cut that. We don't need
Cut
to
that,
hear.
cut that. Speaking of practicing for the Infinity event, though, Blake, you might want to start practicing a little bit sooner because we do know that Ravensburger, at least to our knowledge, is going to be doing an Infinity event in the local game stores or some kind of thing here in December, is the last time we were told, for the Whole New World promo
Yeah, the
that they
Whole New
gave
World.
out at the Worlds event last year. So hoping to get more information on that soon, but that's worth practicing for because we all want that beautiful card.
Well, it's the December 12th through the 14th.
Oh, we know the dates. Okay.
We do know the dates.
They announced that a long time ago when we were all really mad that we couldn't go to Worlds and get the Whole New World promo. I think it's the non-foil version, but still really, really cool.
Okay.
Worth going.
I'll still take it. Yep.
All right, with that, I'll turn it over to Andy for the rest of the main segment here to ask questions.
All right. So I've got questions here prepared. I promise. I'm prepared. So
Are you?
we've already answered a lot of the stuff from the questions from our viewers here. You talked about your practice and stuff. Do you have any like pregame rituals? You got, how'd you get in the right mindset to like start the event? I know you got your lucky morph card that you carry around, right? Is that a secret? Am I not supposed to tell people about the secret lucky morph card?
For me, I'm basically just day 1 I actually used a foil morph.
Ooh, foil morph.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It's a foil one instead. Day 2 is when I used my original.
A little
But
inside
basically,
baseball there.
I'm just going into this like this is a game not to make money, it's to have fun.
That's the best way. That's the best way to do it. So we've got like a bunch of your matchups here. You looks like you started off 2-1, and then went all the way up to 5-1, then 5-2. So you were on that. You had to win to make it to day 2. Where along the day did you really start feeling like, okay, this is going good. I've got day 2 in my sights. We can do this. And did that add any extra pressure to you? Were you, nervous or?
Honestly, I was like freaking out. I'm like, okay, I already lost game 1. I got this.
Nice. And it do I see this
I
right?
did.
Was your winning in for day 2 against Emerald Steel?
Yes, I had the Aurora Tiana line on the draw, but game 1. But he opened up Curse Merfolk, then he passed, so I played Aurora. Then he played Dump Truck into Kakamora, dealt 1 to him to the Aurora twice, and I already thought like that's kind of game already. So I inked, I think played a Nala or something, and that wasn't gonna do anything to the board. So basically, that was already over at the start. I was kind of like, ooh. When I saw
Shout out for Dump Truck though. We love Dump Truck at the Rules of Villainy. Like I was surprised to hear that he was in a winning in deck there at the top cut. That's amazing.
Yeah, that
Not for you in the moment, but
that must have been. Yeah, I was gonna say that must have been wild to like. You see the Merfolk come down on turn 1. You're like, oh, okay, maybe this is like dogs or something like that. With a little bit of aggro, and then Dump Truck Kakamora, 2 cards that I probably would have not expected to see at any table in the DLC, really. So,
I would have had to read the card. I would have to read the card. Could have been like, I'm gonna need to see that to know what that does.
that's amazing.
So tell us a little bit. Yeah. See, it's a good tip. Tell us a little bit more about that match.
I mean, game 2. I mean, I was on the play. I knew exactly what I was mulliganing for. Like, get the Daisy for the 4 willpower, so it can't die to that. So basically, you just go the Daisy. You go double 1 drop. Try to get a Fire the Cannons. Try to weave that in on your turn 2 to like get their Curse Merfolk or a different 1 cost. Like to shut down the Dump Truck so the Kakamora doesn't get much value. It ran a lot of 1 drops. He's managed to see in like every game. I mean, he probably ran around 16 1 drops.
wow.
So yeah, and then game 3, he got pretty close until and then I just started like taking over the board. I Sync Strength with my Tiana, then played a Pluto. So I was starting to be the aggressor, and then I just started questing out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think actually Speci Curly Cards was on. Sounds like a similar. I don't know if he had like the Dump Truck Kakamora line, but I know he was playing Emerald Steel like aggro basically.
Yeah.
He showed me his list when I was talking to him. So he was running the Nala in fishing pole.
Yep.
Okay.
So it was like the quest Nala, pop the fishing pole, get the Nala back, play the Nala. So you gain like 5 lore that turn.
Wow.
He said he shut down a few games by doing the Prince Philip, playing that Prince Philip. Next turn, questing the Prince Philip, banishing it, bring it back to hand, play it. So that's basically an automatic 6 lore.
Yeah, because it's got the ward. Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's a little spicy. So how did it feel though? Like once you won that last round, you knew you were going to be in day 2.
I mean, it felt super good. Went around. I took like a bunch of pictures. Looked like it just felt really good. And when I was going to bed, I was like thinking, I made day 2. I did it. I'm like, yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we also showed Zan Syed. He made day 2. He went 6-2. He signed his Enchanted Diablo.
Let's go.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
That's really cool. And then so you made day 2 now. Like you said, you're happy. You've accomplished one of your goals for the event. I mean, this is your first DLC to make. To make day 2 is incredible. But then you're faced with having to win 4 games in a row to be able to. You just every game is now single elimination for the whole second day of the DLC. Did that add any additional pressure, or How did you, how'd you stay so calm and collected through all that?
I mean, I was already like, the rest of this is just icing on the cake. I already got the day 2. I'm like, yeah.
So you just,
So-
grabbed your brown paper bag and, threw your stuff in it and went to work. Okay.
I do have to.
French fry.
I do have to ask. So you ended up playing. It looks like in round 5 here, a Ruby Amethyst deck.
Round 4 of day 2, you mean, right?
Round 4
Yeah.
of day 2.
Your winning into the top cut was a Ruby Amethyst deck. Had you practiced against that at all?
No, I almost lost game 1 because I got the Tiana, the Pluto, and I was like, yes. Then they played the Mother Gothel, and then they could just they put 1 damage on my Aurora, so because I quested it out with the pain. So then so I just did that, and I started questing, and then she kept like doing the Mother Gothel, challenging it, moving the damage to Pluto, taking 1 damage, challenging Pluto again, move the 1 damage, challenging again, move 1 damage. It just like kept going. I mean, for me, I'm like, I still have a long while if I want to go for this because it's not like they're going to start questing fast.
Yeah.
Definitely. So you just had to be a little more patient, and but I mean, you were able to 2-0 it. It looks like, so that's
I mean,
pretty
So,
impressive. Are you
What was the-
like, is math the answer to your favorite subject in school? Because I feel like you need to do a lot of math on the fly in that kind of scenario. I certainly couldn't do it.
I would say that, yeah, there's had to be the way he described it and all the damage flinging and turns by turn that there had to be a lot of course correction there in determining how to squeak out the win in this game. How did you adjust when you realized what they were doing to get that 2-0?
so I was like, okay, so that Mother Gothel is going to be really annoying. I was at 15 with a Tiana on board with 2 attack on it. I top decked the Nala and I held, and then she didn't have any removal, so I just quested for game.
You just made them have.
top decks were really nice.
You just told them they have to have it, or else. Okay, and I mean, that Ruby Amethyst. There's no direct removal. They're probably not running not fire the cannons. Dragon Fire, right?
No, she was running Beaking Undisputed.
So that was probably like the
Right.
only out was a Bee King or something like that.
Did the game go long enough to get to the dragon? Was she running the 9-cost dragon, or that's probably your deck's probably too fast to see that anyway, right?
Yeah, I don't think I saw
Yeah.
it. She might have inked it, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like in a deck like that would, if you were running it, you'd probably only. I haven't seen the deck lists on that, but probably like a 1 of at best.
Yeah.
I think just because it's so hard in Ruby Amethyst to get up to that ink when the game moves so much faster.
Especially in that matchup. If you're playing against Blurple, you get
It's for the
dragon
Blurple
a lot
matchup.
quicker.
The one of or a couple of dragons is for the Blurple matchup because they ink you to infinity, and then you're just like, your top deck is like, oh look, I can play this 9-cost character, no problem. I got my own Hades, but better.
But that would be the worst card to top deck against a deck like Aiden's, though. It would be like, great. Can you not quest for the next 6 turns while I ink, please?
Can I have an extra 6 ink, please?
Yeah. So another interesting one. Your first matchup in day 2 was Sapphire Steel. I know that was a deck that Brad. If you guys watch our bonus video we're going to put out, I'm sure you'll hear all of Brad's laments about how he wishes he played that, and I know he was testing it, but I think he took your advice without even hearing it, which was basically don't play a deck at the DLC that you've only been practicing for like a week, or a couple days. But a lot of people were saying that Sapphire Steel was one of the best decks there. It outperformed way better and stuff. Was that a matchup you had practiced at all, or how did you navigate through that one?
I mean, I lost game 1 to Tinkerbell, so that I was like, great, I lost the first game. So that Tinkerbell carried, like, it just kept damaging my Auroras and my 1-drops. So, and then game 2, I mean, I was on the play. He missed his 1 cost. He played Tipo. I stomped him that game because I could just easily go. game 3, I think he also missed his one cost. I think he had to sail for that, and then also missed his one cost. So at that point, I was just like questing out, like couldn't do much
Nothing
about
on board to worry about. Yeah, you're just
Um,
sailing away
yeah.
from there.
If they can't, and even at 4, they don't have anything particularly threatening at 4. Really, it's usually something like maybe a Kita or, I guess maybe they could play the Scrooge, the 5/5
Yeah,
Scrooge
Scrooge
if
is
they
the
have
other
that
one.
in there.
yeah.
In a similar situation, I played the 12 o'clock constructed on Sunday, and all 3 of my matches were in the Amber Steel, and I played the Sapphire Steel deck. And my game 3, I kid you not, is exactly what Aiden just described, where I altered into nothing but 4 cost or higher. So I didn't play anything, and I had no ramp. So I played nothing for the first 3 turns and just watched Amber Steel build its board. And I'm like, I don't even know why we're continuing this game. Like, I should just concede now because I can't play anything until turn 5. Basically, it was not a good time, and it sounds like that's what your opponent went through too. And in that game 3 there, it's because when you miss, you apparently you miss hard.
Well, that's actually kind of a good segue into the ultimate match here you had with DKP, who was also on a Blurple list as well. Do you want to talk a little bit about how that match went?
Yeah, game 1, I did not really get my line. I mean, I got the Aurora Tiana, but he could always clap back. He got into the unknown, which shut off my game, so
Yep.
that really messed it up. Game 2, well, I was on the play, so I just bombed it, just quested
Yeah.
before I could really get anywhere. Game 3, he missed his one cost, but he played Tipo, and I had like a god line. I went Aurora into Tiana, into the Tiana Live, so I quested Aurora again, played another Tiana, then tapped 1 for another Daisy, same strength on his Dumbo with 1 Tiana.
Yeah.
And then, I mean,
It's
couldn't
over
really
at that point, right?
Yeah. And then basically, if I remember correctly, he into the unknown he sang but with Bell into the unknown on one of your Tianas, right? Is that what he did?
I'm not sure that was game 3. I thought that was game.
It was game 3. He belled, and then at 6 ink he. Oh wait, no, never mind. Because at 6 ink he had double elephant and another bell.
Yeah, I think the game was over at that point.
What
Yeah.
we skipped over was fascinating, and I was freaking out over in the viewing area of this of both the start of second and third game. You kept, I think, on both of those, and I don't, or maybe both of those, but
I did keep on both of those.
you kept on both of those, and on one of them you kept, and maybe both. I don't remember actually entirely, but I know that you kept, and he shipped 7, and I turned around and I looked at Chip and I go, Aiden's got it. Like, he has to have it. Like, if he's not taking any cards and DKP is shipping all 7 of those away, this is going to be fascinating. And
Did you
it
have
went
everything?
fast.
Did you have everything you wanted, or was there maybe 1 or 2 cards you could have shipped, and you were just like, "Now I'm going to intimidate him by keeping all 7"?
I got the Inkables. I got my Aurora Tiana line, so felt really good on that one.
Yeah.
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 I'm pretty
I
sure.
watched-
I'm pretty sure when he mulliganed all 7 and I kept all 7, I think he said OCRAP.
I believe
He's
it.
so fun and such a class act too. And then
Yeah.
the defeat there, and then talking to you afterwards. Just can't say enough good things about him.
So
I've watched
DKP is known as a fast player, but you are an extremely fast player, as I think anybody in our area knows. Honestly, I'll let you in on a little backstory here, Aiden. Is that we put you on stream because you do so well and you're like a fan favorite of ours and stuff. But Andy and I are like, we need a backup because this game will be over in like 20 minutes and we will have 30 more
7
minutes.
minutes, Vince. 7 minutes. You timed it. Okay, that's
I did. I legit did time the match you had with Tommy, and it was, I think, one of the games was over in 7 minutes. Just how fast it went.
that's.
Can you talk a little bit about how how do you play so fast? Like, what are you thinking and just doing that? Because you face a lot of players that take a long time to make decisions, and you are just
Not
like,
me.
boom.
I mean, basically, I'm like planning out my turns way like I'm usually like 2 or 3 turns ahead. So I'm like, I know exactly what I'm doing, and it just depends on the top card of my deck. So I usually know what I'm doing, and I can just weave that other card into the play. So
Yeah, it's fascinating to see. We saw last night on Liam's video where he showed that interview with DKP, and I even saw a tweet from DKP just admiring how fast and precise that you are. No misplays whatsoever. You know exactly what you're doing, and I'm like, yeah, that describes him to a T. I've watched it. I've watched him do it to me a dozen times. It just it's fascinating to watch all that.
So are you also, when you're thinking about playing like your line, are you also then thinking about too what the counter lines to your plays are at all in doing that?
yeah, I mean, when I'm playing against Blurple, basically you just have to go for it. Get out the Tiana if they have Instant Unknown, they have it. So
Yeah.
Okay. Just sometimes, just playing your game. Other times, adjust course as you go if they play something, that slows you down or messes up your line. All right. And then it looks like you played in top 32, you 2-1 Baja on the draw. How that doesn't seem like a very favorable matchup to be on the draw into. How did you navigate? Is that one? I know you've played Baja at some set champs, so I'm guessing it's one you've practiced into a little bit. How did you navigate that one?
I mean, Team 1, I actually won it. I mean, he did not find any card draw or anything whatsoever. So I actually went Aurora into Tiana into Pete, so he couldn't shift me back down into C because he set it up. Because he set it up. So I ended up the next turn. I think fire the cannonsing mini Clarabelle, so I could stop the shift line. Pete and Tiana both singing a Strength of Raging Fire each to kill the Baymax. And then I think I inked and played 2 more 1-costs, started questing.
Wow!
No,
Imagine.
wait. I got a bunch of rhinos, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it was rhinos.
Imagine playing Baja and getting your board wiped by the Amber Steel player. Just fire the cannons double strength, and you're like, that's not supposed to happen. I'm supposed to be wiping your board. What is going on here?
I mean, I think he sang Mother Knows Best on my shift rhino, so and then so I don't think that was my line. I think my actual line was I think my actual line, I don't think that was my line. So I think if we had to redo the line, it would be I think it was Rhino into double 1-cost into fire the cannons, shift that. I thought I did double sing on the Baymax. I mean, it's been a while.
No problem.
Listen, honestly,
Yeah.
I forget my games right after I play
Immediately.
them.
Yep.
So like it's
I'm
very
impressed.
impressive listening to you honestly talk about it and like memorize things, which honestly like I think is a skill that all like a lot of the top players have. So not really surprised that you've made it to where you are. So let's talk a little bit about this the unfortunate match that didn't get you to go further. You played Dan Arnold from the Forbidden Mountain. And I think this is by far the worst matchup for your deck, unfortunately, for dogs. So tell us a little bit about what you're thinking about, like going into that matchup, because there's open deck lists, so you know what you're gonna face. What are you thinking here?
I already got the Mickey.
Yeah, let's go.
That's
We're just
good.
having fun with Dan. Yeah, that's a great answer.
That's good. And we have it in our notes here. You earlier in day 1, you had to play dogs, and you went 1 and 2 on the draw in that, and it's lost to the game 3 top deck Under the Sea, and then as we all saw standing there watching, but for those who weren't, that basically the exact same thing. The exact same thing happened in that match. There was one singular out off the top of the deck for Dan, and sometimes better lucky than good. But that was incredible. Incredibly well played matchup. You won game one on the draw as well too. That the excitement from everyone watching the game was just like it was crazy. You could feel it, like you won game one on the draw. Let's go. This is great. You played incredibly well.
Yeah, we are so proud of your accomplishment that you did there at the DLC. And you had game on board so like if it didn't have that answer,
only out. Yep.
That was the only answer. And sometimes, as we often say on this podcast, is it's sometimes better to be lucky than good. And obviously all the players in the top were good, and so luck there just unfortunately, I think for you, Aiden, went Dan's way, but that's all right. You've got your. Not only do you have the golden Mickey, you also have an invite to Continentals.
Yes, absolutely amazing.
So, before we move on to everybody's favorite segment, though, I do have a question for both you and Blake. If there was one card you could create in this game, what would it be? Like, if you could, like, you had all the creative control, what card would you want?
It's a really hard question. I don't even know the answer.
Maybe should have sent him ahead of time.
I like to do it off the cuff, though. We do it off the cuff here.
That can literally not be hit by actions and can only be challenged. So not even like Spooky Sight wouldn't even affect it.
Okay.
It's like this character cannot be hit by any actions, even if it's everyone.
So
I would have to be challenged.
Okay, so yeah, something like this. It affects
Kinda like
abilities. Effects don't apply to this card. Essentially, challenge only.
Kind of like a reverse illusion.
Yeah, like a reverse illusion. Yeah. Maybe the downside to that card would be that if it is challenged, it just is immediately banished. So like it can't be taken out by
damage.
Yeah, so it doesn't even have. You can challenge it with your 0/3 lady or something, and it's still gone. That'd be interesting.
But maybe with evasive too for a higher cost.
Super powerful card.
I love it. Aiden, do you have any answer?
For me, I'd probably just have like some insane morph.
Yeah, we need morph back in this game.
We need another morph. Yeah,
we do need another morph.
Bloodborne morph.
Are there?
Right.
I've often wondered if there are any other Disney characters that are morph-esque, right? That could be that shift anything on top of it. I think a genie could maybe be that. I mean, he could turn into anything, right? Maybe a Camilo Madrigal can be shifted on by any Madrigal, but both the morph effect and also morph the card is like the character is awesome. So we need more of them. I agree.
All right, let's go to
Villain of the Week.
All right, take it away, Mr. Mayor. You want to read the card that our guests have chosen here?
I'm going to apologize to Gantu, and I'm going to let Aiden and Blake tell me what the card is before I read the stats. What is our Villain of the Week?
Under the Sea.
Under the Sea. Of course, this is the card that took Aiden out of the top 8. It is a set 4 and 9 card from Ursula's Return and Fabled. It is an 8 cost. Sync together. Put all opposing characters with 2 strength or less on the bottom of their players' decks in any order. It is rare, and it is by Dylan Bonner. And it is a former Villain of the Week. First time, second time Villain of the Week here at Rules of Villainy. And for good reason. It is the most relevant card here to this particular episode, because it was a heartbreaking card to see at the top 8 there. We thought, I kid you not, Aiden, we were watching you. We watched a 7 cost tramp come out and scry the deck for 4 or 5 cards at the time. And I turned around to Chip and I said, he didn't find it. And then Chip on the next draw Chip, I turned around again, and Chip goes, "I think he has it." And I told this to Jared earlier, your dad. I said, "This was heart sink. Like my heart sank when because Chip plays this card. He plays dogs. He knows how it works. He knows how it feels, or like the mannerisms of. I wasn't watching Dan at the time, and Chip said so confidently that Dan had it, and I was like, no. And it's such
so
Yeah.
for our audio listeners, Aiden is holding up the Under the Sea. I think I'm gonna get you to sign that card the next time I see you, Aiden.
that's
don't know.
cruel.
That's
No.
mean, bro.
That's
no.
mean.
I wanted because like that's the way to take ownership over it. You know what I mean? Is like
It can't
that
hurt
card's
you.
awful. Yeah, it can't hurt me anymore.
I am keeping that card far away from Aiden. I'll have him sign a Tiana. But yeah, villain of
but
the week. It's
Aiden-
just
Aiden, do you want to tell a little bit about why? I mean, obviously we've kind of talked a little bit about it already, but you want to add anything about this card?
I hate it.
yeah.
Well, your deck, you have what, two characters that survive under the sea? It's Pete and Big Rhino, right? Oh,
Technically, shoot Pluto if it didn't get hit, if it doesn't get tapped by anything.
Yeah, that's
yeah, but
right.
they throw
Yeah.
their Bobby into it, and then they under the sea, and it's even worse. Yeah, and then obviously Pete stops it and survives itself from it. But yeah, I think Dan. I heard I was in a conversation with Dan and a couple of his buddies, and he goes, "Well." He said that this was either the second or the third time that he had top decked Under the Sea to win the game, that he needed to keep going. And he said, "I think this has to be my new favorite Disney song. Like it
Well,
has to be now." So
yeah.
Is
It
the
has to be.
T-Rex match?
he
Flipped trap, and he rubbed the last card, flipped it over Under the Sea.
Oh
man,
my
yeah, he did
goodness.
that on stream too, right? The
Yeah.
yeah, the last one against Rob, his teammate. That was crazy. It's
You
not
know, I think-
necessarily relevant to the current tournament we played, but I did want to point out something I noticed when two of my teammates, Andy and Kristen, were practicing for the 2v2s. That Sing Together says any number of you or your teammates' characters
Mhm.
with total cost 8 or more can sing this. So they were playing an aggro deck, aggro amber steel, and a blurple together in 2v2, and so they loaded up their deck with second stars and dig a little
Yep.
deepers, and they won the. I mean, it was a small side event thing, but they won the whole thing very, very easily. They were like, it went
Yeah.
so well. So
Yeah. Well,
I
that
could
was actually a
definitely
really
see-
great way to get tickets because
Yeah.
winning 3 matches got you quite a bit of tickets.
So when both of you guys make worlds and they add 2v2 as the worlds format instead of that weird super sealed, you guys gotta I want to see Blake and Aiden as the 2v2
Well-
champs of the world. I think that would
When they both make it to Worlds, so we're gonna have a great pairing because we have Blake being the expert at Infinity format, and then we've got Aiden being the expert at Core Constructed. And so I'm pretty sure they're gonna combine both formats into Worlds. Like I think that's a given. So we got a perfect team matchup up here.
Story writes itself.
I know. Brad, do you want to do the artist?
Yeah, Dylan Bonner has 5 cards in the game. 2 of them are reprints. They're all spectacular. I don't have them up in front of me at the moment because I am terrible.
never do, Brad. You never do.
I know one of them's the Ariel. One of them is a Diablo from set 3.
Anna.
Again,
Anna,
What's
the
that?
pick one Anna, 3 the Emerald, 3 cost, you pay 2 more and you get to pick one.
Oh, the legendary Anna.
Yep. And then Ariel sitting on a rock. Play a
The
song,
Determined
draw this
Mermaid.
card. Bestow a gift. Move 1 damage counter. Mother Gothel, the shift one that is like the bounce Lady Tremaine. Under the Sea,
Thank you,
obviously.
Yep.
And that's it.
But yeah,
All right.
I'll have the Instagram for the artist in the description below to check that out. So
Well, thank you so much to our first time guest hosts here in both Aiden and Blake. Do either of you want to give a quick shout out at all?
I mean, our family and also Lucas for patiently spending hours at fantasy gaming, teaching us how to play.
Ah, Lucas, that's
Lucas.
fantastic.
That's so
Yeah.
great. Well, thank you so
Can I-
much. Go on.
Brad.
Can I say something real quick? I just while I got you guys both here, I had one of the worst Lorcana experiences just playing wise. I played so terribly over the weekend and was really dejected about just my performance overall. But I actually just other than congratulating you, I also wanted to thank you guys for both reminding me what the game's about and being, you know, the energy that you guys created in your performance and being so good at it. And I've watched Aiden your win with DKP and just all the stuff on the socials basically all day today and last night, and it's inspiring, and I just want to congratulate you and thank you one more time for making the stay in Milwaukee worth it, because I was ready to leave. I told you bye like 3 hours ahead of time, right? And it was just incredible to be there and witness that, and I just wanted to thank you one more time for being awesome.
It was so
Thank you.
electric in the building.
Yeah.
We you won the game right before playing DKP, and we were like, okay, that's fine. We got some time. I'm gonna go collect my tickets for this event that I just finished. And unfortunately, we were stuck over there, and then found out you got paired into DKP, and we were like, I wish we could be watching this. And then that line took forever. That's a whole nother story. But all of a sudden, we just hear this erupting, you know, cheers and everyone going crazy, and we were like, like, what happened? And then when we got the message that you had beaten DKP, we started cheering, and like the whole line erupted. They're like, the kid beat DKP, let's go, this is crazy.
Well,
So it was like this wave of excitement that just went around the room. I remember telling Baker, I was like, have you heard? He's yes, I have. You and everyone else has told me about this kid. He's crazy. And I was like, so it was
I'll never forget it.
The talk of the event. It was so much fun.
Without
very
question.
incredible.
You missed it, Andy, though, because afterwards, when Aiden won, people were just shouting, Aiden.
Yeah.
It's everything this game is supposed to be, and it was just a pleasant reminder of why we love this game. And so congratulations, and can't wait to see what you do with the rest of it.
Yeah,
Both of you.
seventh place. Yeah, Chris Oyol, I'm not going to pronounce it right. Chris O, who got 7th place. He like tweeted or said something. He was like, the only downside of the entire event was that my name got called after Aiden in the top 8 ceremony, and he was like, following that kid was just, everyone was just cheering for him, and I was like, yeah, that's a hard act
As
to
they
follow
should be.
for sure.
Right.
Absolutely.
Well, it reminds us all what Disney Lorcana is ultimately about. And so we thank you again. And we'll have you both back on the show in the future. I hope you enjoyed your time here as our first guest host. For the rest of everybody, let us know your thoughts on Villain of the Week. We hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you're joining us on audio, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.
And if you're joining us on YouTube, be sure to hit that like, subscribe, and ring the bell to be notified of all of our other videos.
And we understand your time is valuable. Let's cut that. Let's start that over. We understand your time is valuable, so we appreciate you spending a little bit of it with us. If you would like to follow along as we plot our devious plans, consider following us on our socials. We're on Instagram, Blue Sky, TikTok, and the platform formerly known as Twitter at Rules of Villainy. We also have a growing community on Discord, which you can join with the link below.
Until next week, stay safe, fellow villains. Be wary of wannabe heroes who want to disrupt your villainous plans. And as always, remember the rules of villainy.